are needing quarantine are the unvaccinated ones, okay? For the fully vaccinated passengers, no need. It's so nice to know that you don't have to have quarantine anymore. So wala nang quarantine, okay? It's starting on February 1st. And ang maka-quarantine na lang are those who are not fully vaccinated, those who are not vaccinated, and those who have questionable, or hindi ma-determine if they are vaccinated or not completely vaccinated. So sila lang ang maka-quarantine, and they will gonna be quarantined for 5 days. So you have to make sure you have an accommodation, like you cannot really book your flight or get a ticket kung wala po kayong hotel accommodation. So make sure that when you book a flight, you have to make sure that you also have an accommodation if you know that you are not fully vaccinated and you're traveling to the Philippines, right? So that's it. So upon check-in, you sign the declaration and the waiver form presented by agents. Depende po kung anong aeroplano po kayo sasakay, like Philippine Airlines or other airlines, okay? During your flight, you have to accomplish the Bureau of Customs form and arrival card. We always do that whenever we're traveling on the airplane, right? Ang dami nating sinusulatan na mga forms. You have to declare everything like that. Kung ano yung dala-dala mo, kung magkano dala mo, magaganon ba. Lahat dinideclare mo. It's the same thing when you come back to the US or when you come back to your country of origin. Dinideclare mo kung may mga dala-dala kang fish o kung ano-ano. Kasi yung iba di ba bawal. And then, that is during the flight. Okay? So, when you arrive in the airport, upon arrival, you have to listen to the briefing. May magbi-briefing po sa inyo conducted by the Philippine Coast Guard. So, you have to listen to the instructions. Okay? They're gonna be checking your temperature, and then you have to present your Bureau of Quarantine One Health Pass QR code. Yun ang tinitingnan po nila, yung QR code. Upon deplaning and proceed to the designated waiting area. So, they have a waiting area for the passenger, guys. So, just look at that. Present your proof of vaccination. Always make sure that it's ready. And the certificate as well. If you have the certificate, you have to present that one. So, you have to prepare. You should have, like, how do we call that one? Make sure that you have all of those requirements. Like, before you travel, you have to check them one by one. Make sure you have them. Like, make a copy of them. Several copies. Just in case, make several copies of those. Of everything that you need to show when you are traveling. So when you lose one, at least you have an extra one, right? That is very, very important when you are traveling. I do the same thing when we travel. Make sure you have extra copies. So there you go. Present your proof of vaccination to the dedicated Bureau of Quarantine. For the re-verification at the Department of Transportation. Kung kailangan po ninyo yan. And then you have to go to the hotel desk and present your vaccine card and certificate. Yung hotel coordinators will gonna also verify your hotel booking. Kung may booking po kayo, or assist you in your reservation if you have not made one yet. And then also, they're gonna make transportation arrangement to your hotel. At this desk, if you have not made your pre-arranged hotel transfers, then they will also help you with that. There are accredited taxis. Accredited taxis are available. Wag po kayong sasakay sa mga taxi na hindi accredited, guys. A sticker will be placed at the back of your passport upon verification. So, and then after that, you clear with the immigration and then submit the arrival card. Yun po yung process. And then go to the baggage claim area and claim your baggage. And then clear with the customs check. And then submit the Bureau of Customs form. Yun yung ginagawa po natin every time we travel to the Philippines as soon as we arrive to the airport, And then proceed to your booked hotel through your preferred mode of transportation. So, yeah, sasakay lang po kayo kung yung sasakyan din po ninyo is galing din sa hotel. They're gonna provide you a transportation, okay? This is for the passengers. So, at the quarantine hotel, to the passengers who are going to have a quarantine. Remember, if you are fully vaccinated, guys, you are free to go home after you're done with everything at the airport, and you claim your baggage and immigration and everything like that. Then you are free to go home. Uwi na kayo, wala nang quarantine, guys. That is effective on February 1st, okay? So for the ones who are not vaccinated, who are not completely vaccinated, or who have the questionable vaccination, hindi sure kung fully vaccinated or not, they have to undergo hotel quarantine, which is 5 days. So yun po. So bago naman po kayo uwi ng Pilipinas, you know, kung hindi po kayo, kung questionable po, di ba, magpapa-arrange na kayo bago kayo uwi, so that you already know. So for the unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, and unverified passengers, check in at your hotel and you wait for your scheduled test, which is the 5th day of your quarantine day. So yung swab day test is your 5th day, okay? And then after that, you of course wait for the result. Ang result ata pinapadala din nila sa text, tinetext nila sa cellphone ninyo, right? So that's it. So kung negative ang result ng test ninyo, then you can go home and then continue your home quarantine until the 14th day. Yung first day po ninyo is starting on your arrival day, and then 14th day, di ba, lalabas na kayo sa hotel pag negative ang inyong RT-PCR test nyo. If negative, then uwi na kayo, and then of course continue your home quarantine until the 14th day po, yung arrival nyo from to the Philippines. And then if you are testing positive, naku po, sana hindi po, sana no. If you test positive po, doon po sa RT-PCR ninyo, the Bureau of Quarantine shall transfer you to the designated hospital for further medical management. Pero sana negative po, no? Yun po ang gusto natin, negative. Then of course, if you test negative, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, your test results will be released within 24 hours after your swab test is taken. Your Unified Bureau of Quarantine certificate is auto-generated in the QHP, and you will be able to download that one and then print the certificate through your truck swab test dun sa onehealthpass.com nila. Okay? And then of course, you can go home na. Go home to your place, wherever you are traveling. Okay? And if you develop COVID-19 symptoms, alam po ninyo yung signs and symptoms ng COVID-19, yung cough, dry cough, shortness of breath, loss of taste, loss of smell, fever. At any time before your scheduled test, please inform the hotel you're staying in, or or so to the medical or Bureau of Quarantine officer, so that they can assess you and check you up immediately. Kung meron po kayong like during your stay at the hotel, guys, and then you develop these signs and symptoms, you have to let them know. They might ask you to do a RT-PCR test, okay? So there you go. So going home. So effective on February 1st, everybody has been sharing to all the passengers, international passengers and the Filipinos. Effective on February 1st, 2022, for fully vaccinated passengers, you can undergo self-monitoring for any signs and symptoms until the 7th day of arrival, okay? From arrival. So, di ba wala nang quarantine starting on February 1st, basta fully vaccinated po kayo. So, for the unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or unverified passengers, once cleared, you can call pag clear na po kayo doon sa on your 5th day of quarantine, tapos negative po yung result ng RT-PCR ninyo, then you can call your family po or your relatives and your respective local LGUs to pick you up or arrange for your transportation going home. And then you are required po to undergo home quarantine until the 14th day, with the day of arrival being your first day. So yun po. So Yun po ang share. So, you try to share that to everybody, of course, yung mga uuwi sa Philippines na magagaling din sa ibang countries, you know. I'm sure everybody's happy right now because mag-open na ang Philippines. Today is already last week of January. So, here comes February. So, I'm sure everyone who are trying to go home to the Philippines are happy. So, sana tuloy-tuloy na po yan at hopefully in the future, hindi na kailangan po yung mga swab test. Yan, you have to prepare yourself for the nasal swab. For the vaccinated, you're happy kasi pag pag negative ang results, everything is negative, then you're free to go home and enjoy your vacation. Isipin nyo na lang ulit pagbalik ninyo, right? When you're coming back, you have to do the same thing when you're coming back home from vacation, okay? Like hours before you fly, you do the same thing. So you have to go do a RT-PCR test and make sure it's negative, okay? Kasi kung positive po yan, hindi po kayo pasakayin sa aeroplano, so uuwiin po kayo at magpapagaling po kayo dyan sa Pilipinas. Hindi po kayo makakabalik sa country of origin ninyo. So make sure when you are on vacation there in the Philippines, you have to stay safe, be safe, mag-wear po kayo ng mask, mag-shield,